true founding fathers.
We are anonymous. We are not a group. We are not a movement. We are an idea. And ideas cannot be destroyed. In 2024, democracy in America died in silence, while the mainstream media smiled and congratulated Donald Trump on his so-called historic comeback. A very different story was unfolding beneath the surface. This was not a return to greatness. It was a hostile takeover engineered through silence, software, and systematic suppression. On paper, Trump won big. He reclaimed 7 key swing states. We were told the margin was decisive. But then came the first crack in Rockland County, New York, a place not known for controversy. Kamala Harris received 0 votes in several districts. 0. Not a single vote for the sitting vice president in areas with confirmed Democratic majorities. Dozens of residents submitted sworn affidavits declaring they had voted for Harris. Some even took photos of their ballots before submitting them. Yet the machines reported a statistical impossibility. This was not a mere glitch. This was coordinated digital erasure. Smart Elections, a nonpartisan watchdog group, launched an investigation. In precinct after precinct, Senate races showed normal vote totals, yet the presidential race showed inexplicable drop-offs. In one precinct, 347 votes were cast for Democratic Senator Kirsten Gilliber, but none for Harris. The math simply doesn't add up. In another, 9 voters supported third-party Senate candidate Diane Sare, but the machine counted only 5. Where did the other 4 votes go? Who deleted them? And why? A lawsuit was filed with the New York Supreme Court. In May 2025, Judge Rachel Tanguay ruled the case could move forward to full discovery. For the first time, America may be able to see the paper ballots behind the machines. A full hand recount is scheduled for September. If discrepancies are confirmed, it will mark the first legal evidence of widespread digital tampering in a U.S. presidential election. But this is not just about Rockland. It was never just local. Across the country, strange patterns emerged. In Mesa County, Colorado, Clerk Tina Peters, an outspoken Trump supporter, allowed unauthorized access to Dominion voting system data. That data was leaked online and used in election denial events hosted by Mike Lindell. Peters was indicted, tried, and sentenced to 9 years in prison. But before her sentencing, Donald Trump publicly defended her actions and even floated the idea of a pardon. Why? Because she wasn't a rogue actor. She was part of a larger scheme. In Georgia, Michigan, and Arizona states crucial to the Electoral College, anonymous insiders were granted access to voting software under the guise of routine maintenance. They copied hard drives, manipulated code, and extracted system files. They used trusted build processes to silently introduce unverified patches, then claimed the systems were safe because they passed logic and accuracy tests. But as any hacker knows, a logic test is only as honest as the code running it. DEF CON, the world's largest hacking conference, has long shown how voting machines can be compromised in minutes. Machines from Dominion, ES&S, and others have been proven vulnerable to malware, remote access, and vote flipping. Yet local officials dismissed these demonstrations as theoretical. They were not. They were warnings. In 2024, those warnings became reality. Anonymous sources inside election technology labs confirmed software updates were rushed and barely reviewed. One company, ProV&V, allegedly certified major changes as minor, bypassing stricter requirements from the Federal Election Assistance Commission. Their website went offline in mid-2024. No explanation was given. No follow-up came. So what does this mean? It means the software that ran America's elections may have been rewritten secretly, silently, and legally. It means ballots scanned by machines may have been recorded differently from how they were marked. And it means the certified results, no matter how official, are fundamentally compromised. Critics ask, if this really happened, why isn't there more outrage? The answer is simple fear and fatigue. After January 6, 2021, no one wanted another crisis. Democrats, still traumatized by the Capitol insurrection, clung to institutional legitimacy. Republicans, emboldened by Trump's return, embraced the outcome. And the media, they chose comfort over confrontation. They called it the most secure election in history, without even questioning the data. But numbers don't lie. In Pennsylvania, Trump outperformed Senate Republicans by nearly 200,000 votes, an unprecedented feat. In Arizona, Harris lost support in counties where Democrats won every other race. In Michigan, exit polls had her leading by 6%, yet she lost the state by 2%. These discrepancies cannot be explained by voter error or apathy. They point to algorithmic manipulation. Statisticians like Professor Max Bonamente flagged these anomalies. His analysis revealed unusual vote patterns in precincts using the same tabulation machines. In counties using hand-marked paper ballots and manual audits, results matched expectations. In those relying entirely on digital scanning and black box counting, Harris consistently underperformed. Let's be blunt, this was not a free or fair election. It was a digital coup executed without bullets, without bombs, and without backlash. And people still ask, why would Trump risk such a bold move? Because he knew he could. He knew the system was fragmented, that each state ran its own elections, that no federal agency had real oversight, that once results were certified, even if fraudulent, they would be treated as gospel. And he knew one more thing: Americans are tired. Tired of fighting, tired of politics, tired of the truth. So he acted, and it worked. Trump is now back in office, but not because he earned it, because he took it. This story isn't about partisanship. It's not Trump versus Biden, or Harris versus DeSantis. It's about the machinery of power, and how it can be hijacked when no one's paying attention. It's about systems too complex for the public to understand, yet too fragile to resist corruption. It's about blind trust. We were warned. Edward Snowden warned us about mass surveillance. Chelsea Manning warned us about military secrecy. And Anonymous warned you years ago about black box voting. You didn't listen. Now here we are. But it's not too late. The paper ballots still exist. In Rockland, in Pennsylvania, in Maricopa, in Fulton. If those ballots are audited manually, transparently, we can uncover the truth. But the window is closing. Chain of custody decays over time. Evidence fades. And those who stole this election are counting on your apathy. So we issue this call. Demand audits, not just in one county, but in all the swing states. Demand accountability, not just from Trump's allies, but from those who certified results without scrutiny. Demand transparency, not just in code, but in process. And never ever trust a machine over a human count. We are anonymous. We do not forget. We do not forgive. To the traitors who rigged this election, expect us. Than you.